what has to be done in order for a fire to be caused in the electrical system, uh, or to cause a gas explosion at Gazprom, which they were able to do multiple times in some of the big gas plants in Russia. One of the biggest in Russia, the single biggest, second biggest in the world. It was a massive explosion that was caused by cyber. And the interesting thing about that is, or one of many interesting things about that, is that they discovered by doing their due diligence beforehand, which is finding out which company makes the SCADA equipment that is controlling the pipelines, and then going to that company and accessing the blueprints or accessing the product specs for that were used at the site, so that they can learn, how to to impact the hardware and the software in a way that will cause the most damage. If necessary, if they didn't have the requisite skill, they would find an engineer that did, and then either through bribery or some other means persuade that engineer to explain what they're looking at and what needs to be done. So it's this, the thing that makes this so unique, and the thing that I think we all need to keep in mind, is it's rare that you have such a opportunity to observe a nation that is literally fighting for its life. Everybody in Ukraine understands that if this war doesn't come to an end that gives Ukraine its independence, its guaranteed independence, they're all dead. My friends, the ones that are fighting the war right now, they're already on target lists. Everybody that's been engaged in warfare at a high level, whether it's cyber or espionage or designing strategy and tactics, all are known to Russia and on various targeted lists. Same with their families. So this is a life and death struggle. It's an existential struggle for the Ukrainians. I don't think we can fully appreciate that, because when was the last time that the United States was facing an existential threat where we were fighting an enemy inside of our own borders, an enemy that was larger and more powerful than we were? I'm not sure. I don't know my history well enough to give you a date, but I know it hasn't been in my lifetime. So that's why I think it's such a opportunity, and we should be, apart from the humanitarian aspect, I think just from a learning aspect, we should be learning as much as possible.